In our rapidly evolving world, success is defined by turning challenges into opportunities. With enough foresight and ingenuity, the complex problems of today can become the achievements of tomorrow. I'm Fred Thompson. From business and technology to healthcare and the environment, join me as we take a closer look inside the workings of the modern global economy. Welcome to Inside Business. I'm Fred Thompson, and I'm Inside Business. As society continues to evolve, there's a growing awareness that the world's most valuable resource may be the earth itself. Let's examine what's being done to preserve the natural world.
Private forests, like the Honshu's, make up 2/3 of all forested land in the U.S.
My father purchased this land about 50 years ago. It was 25 to 30-year-old, very unmanaged timber. And with a lot of hard work, we are enjoying a wonderful forest. The family comes frequently, and they hate to go home.
You know, America's private woodlands provide an enormous amount for this country. Not only do they provide income in many of America's rural communities, but more than that, they're places that families have a deep attachment to, whether it's to spend a weekend retreat or it's to go out and experience nature.
Of these private forests, 264 million acres are held by more than 10 million family forest owners. These owners are critical to the sustainability of our nation's forests.
You know, one of the great ironies is even though America's woodlands can provide a real buffer against global warming, they're at risk from global warming. Drought drives catastrophic fire. We've got invasive insects that are destroying large swaths of forests, and their ranges are expanding because of global climate change. We need to invest now in fighting global warming and in better management practices that can protect these woodlands and our forests from global warming.
Though their role is significant in conserving our nation's forests, millions of family forest owners are facing ever-increasing pressures.
One of the main primary pressures that we woodland farmers face today is obviously with the fall in housing market and therefore the reduction in our log values. We still have a difficult time paying the taxes, paying the insurance and the overhead. And this in turn makes it very difficult to pass these lands on to the next generation.
When folks that own woodlands don't have a steady source of income to pay the taxes, to pay the insurance, they're tempted to convert it forever to a strip mall or a new housing development.
Conservation groups like the American Forest Foundation are developing new ways for forest owners to receive income.
A well-thought cap-and-trade system can be framed in such a way that will allow family forest owners to participate in this market. These markets will allow them to generate cash and help them keep their woodlands as woodlands.
These new markets are helping forest owners to fight climate change.
Using forest lands as a means to offset carbon emissions is a viable option for America right now. Through good sound forest management practices, forest owners can sequester the carbon out of the atmosphere, keep that in their trees, and be paid to do it.
U.S. forests and forest products already capture and store 10% of all U.S. carbon emissions produced each year. But with more than 1.5 million acres of our nation's forest land lost to development each year, their ability to capture and store carbon is being significantly reduced. Supporters say under the right federal policies, however, America's forests could capture and store even more carbon.
23.5.
As leader of a coalition that represents landowners, wildlife and conservation groups, and industry, the American Forest Foundation is calling on Congress to create incentives for conservation of private forests as part of a national climate change strategy.
The role we have in influencing Congress is to show them that family woodland owners and the work they do day in and day out in storing carbon can be part of a successful cap-and-trade program here in the U.S.
For small family forest owners like the Honshu's, this could mean the difference between being able to hold on to and having to sell their treasured forest land. As for the rest of us, keeping forests as forests will enable us to continue to have fresh drinking water, flood control, clean air, and recreation.